Now I'm Camp from the port.
And I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcast. Shouts out to Barbershop Digital.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually on summer sessions on the Barbershop Digital, so they get their
Okay.
Patreon on. So y'all want to listen to that? Y'all go ahead and listen to that.
Yeah, yeah.
But go ahead to the Barbershop Digital Network on wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. That's the home of FBC.pod, FBC_POD. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter and Instagram with those names. You see Camp with the bright yellow on. You know what I'm saying? The sun shining on the Black Champ this morning as we
Good
record.
day, sunshine.
So y'all go ahead and get that, man. Lots to talk about today.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots to talk about today. We gonna go ahead and kick that off with night 2 of WrestleMania. Everything from Edge to AJ Styles and
Yeah,
a
man.
and a heel turn complete for another wrestler
Yeah,
going up
man.
in there helping out his OG pretty much. You also got a woman winning her first ever match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, man.
That
Who knew?
who knew had actually slipped
I
past
didn't.
me.
Yeah.
Um,
Facts.
along with a very old man deciding to get back in the ring.
Yikes, man.
Um,
Yikes, man. We're gonna
man,
talk about it, man.
and ending off with a match that may have ended early, may have not ended early. We don't know. So what was your favorite part of night 2 of the Showcase of Immortals, the
Yo.
most stupendous night of the year?
Not even going front, man. Wait, was this night 2? Was because now all the matches are blurring together. But was Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn night 2?
Yes.
Then that's it. That I ain't gonna front. Hey, and I told y'all, we told y'all, motherfucking Johnny Knoxville was about to take the best bumps of the night, which I think he top 3. You know what I mean? And hey, Wee Man. I said I wanted to see Wee Man. Wee Man came out here and slammed the shit out of Sami Zayn.
Man.
That was hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad Bam and Steve-O didn't show up, but it is what it is.
Bam, they don't fuck with Bam like that no more.
Yeah, but I figure, look, it's been a minute.
Let's make up. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, Bam was only really known for popping up and mega flurrying his pops while he's sitting down, like watching TV or eating or some shit. So I get it. You know what I mean? Steve-O a vegan now. He be getting his documentary activist shit together. So I understand it.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, Steve-O and What the Hell if y'all never seen it either. Like he was like, yo, y'all serving me chicken? What the fuck? I'm like, oh, my bad, bro.
Man,
like, yo, you're serving chicken at the Susan G. Komen event? Like, I was like, I don't get it. He's like, no, it's cancerous agents. I'm like, oh shit, okay, bad. Yeah. But you know what? Shout to, I guess it would be the WWE picking celebrities or just people really passionate about just the WWE in general, right?
Right.
Because I think what we've been seeing, especially the last few years, is that when you find the people that really give a fuck and respect it, you get Johnny Knoxville moments, you get Bad Bunny moments, you get Pat McAfee, which honestly, just again, even though like I'm not about to sit here and cap like Pat and I are best friends or we like super kicked it super hard in Indianapolis in my time there, but to move to Indianapolis in 2010 and one of the biggest news stories was Pat McAfee was swimming in the canal drunk, and they was like, yo, this is the kicker, this is the punter for the Colts. Fuck is he doing? Blah blah blah. Like just bad PR, like left and right, and like that, like the not even the urban legend, just like the city like thing was, yo, Pat McAfee get drunk and be swimming in the canal, like, right? You know what I'm saying? And so to go from that, and then also, you know, the station I was working for at the time was trying to get him in some capacity. He used to do a morning segment called Ask Pat That for the well, I think it was Scotty at first, but then look, the Radio Now morning show to keep it like just, you know what I'm saying, because there's so many changes. And then just to go from that, him kicking it with my boy Mikey V, and all of us going out quite a few times together and watching Pat rebrand himself. He was doing stand-up comedy for a minute because he used to be at Crackers and at the other spot in Castleton, and podcasting to now being in the WWE. Like, it's super dope to say that, man, I was around for 6 years of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was around. Like, will I make the biopic? Maybe not. Depends on if Mikey and Tony got any speaking lines. Then I'll probably be there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that prominent extra that you're like, oh, like if y'all see me in the shot, it would be that. It's like, yo, they gave me time. I ain't say shit.
It was a black guy in the back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like so to see that. And then obviously we seen the NXT match, but to see him at WrestleMania have a real storyline, have a real match, like that was super dope. So honestly, for nostalgia purposes, that is number one for me. But 1A is Johnny fucking Knoxville, man. That was entertaining as fuck.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with Pat McAfee.
Hey, like straight up,
because it's the trust the company got with you when you get a stunner by Stone Cold.
Man,
I'm gonna go on a limb to say, and I know I said this on the pod before, like if Stone Cold Steve Austin did an in-store at a hood liquor store, how amazing that would be, how many black people would be around that joint talking about some, oh shit is lit and all that stuff, right? I know right. I said that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said that. So I'm gonna even take it even further for you all, G. The fact of the matter is this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think also along with that, the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin giving out stunners is a big thing. I guarantee you that one of the biggest things you can do in wrestling is take a Stone Cold stunner. Absolutely. And for some people, that is just as good as winning a title.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I will stake that claim, fam, that taking a Stone Cold stunner is just as good as winning a title. Like when Kevin Owens lost to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think when he took that stunner, matter of fact, let's say this. When he took the stunner and also gave out the stunner to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that was one of the biggest moments in that man's career.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that wasn't. Because I can tell you now, if Bang take a stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin, I might no sell it just to run out the house and be like, yo, hey, hey, guess what just happened? Guess what just happened? I took a Stone Cold stunner. Word? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Yes, I took a Stone Cold stunner. It was amazing. Look, this is what happened. Because that man, we can talk about who we feel is the greatest of all time all day long, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We can talk that shit all day long. But here's the fact of the matter, G. Stone Cold Steve Austin saved the WWE.
Yeah, man.
That man is revered. That man is up here. Mm-hmm. So if that shit were to happen to somebody, would be given to somebody, my G, it's just something about that man gave you the Stone Cold stunner, just the opportunity of taking the Stone Cold stunner that, like Brian Saxon.
I was just going to say.
I guarantee you this, G. I guarantee you that Corey Graves and whoever was down there at the announce table, when he took that stunner, said, damn, I wish that was me.
Yeah, because it's a moment. Yeah. It's a moment. And great sell by Byron Saxton, too.
Amazing sell.
Yeah. Man, when you were talking about this, matter of fact, let's talk about trajectory, right? Remember when the New Day hosted WrestleMania?
We here. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
We here. Go ahead.
Xavier Woods took a stunner while Steve Austin was wearing Asics. They then parlayed that shit into being the greatest WWE tag team of all time and Kofi Mania. Like, listen, taking a stunner, especially at WrestleMania, your trajectory is there. Shit, look at The Rock.
Man.
Every time The Rock took a stunner, he kept getting more box office money, and he got to beat Stone Cold at the Trilogy.
Yes.
Like, yo, man.
And give out a stunner too.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, shout out to Steve Austin for letting black wrestlers live by getting that damn stunner.
He's a part of the culture, ladies and gentlemen.
Believe it.
That, like, I'm telling you. What's that? Space Jam.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Remember when Michael Jordan made the bet and it was like, yo, he got to play against, if he lose, he got to play against like everybody, he got to lose and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you put Stone Cold Steve Austin out west at Columbus Park.
Hey.
And say, hey, we giving out Stone Cold stunners. Do you know how many kids and grown folks will be just lined up?
Right.
Hey, man, Stone Cold giving out stunners, G. What
Right.
you mean he giving out stunners? Giving out Stone Cold stunners. I take that picture, put that bitch on Instagram. I know I'm getting 100 likes.
Hell yeah. Easy.
Then if I hit the hashtag Stone Cold, I might get double that. Like, telling
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
So for Pat McAfee to get that moment, and not only get that moment with Vince McMahon. I don't give a damn how it looked.
Yeah,
like, let me say this too when it involves this match, because this is one of the points, that I want to make out here. WrestleMania is more than just about the wrestling.
Believe it.
WrestleMania is about the moments, as we talked about. It was always rumors that Vince McMahon was going to step back in the ring.
Yeah.
And it was rumors that Vince McMahon was going to step into the ring with Pat McAfee. That's why he did the Pat McAfee show, because that was supposed to set that up. With that being said, nobody is ever in the history of Vince McMahon even getting in the ring was expecting to see a 5-star match for Vince and Kennedy McMahon.
Right. Yeah,
but it's all about the moment. And the fact that Pat McAfee had to share that moment with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold, from his side of the coin, nobody had a better WrestleMania than Pat McAfee. Thanks. Because he was in there with two of the most legendary figures in wrestling. Now, still, Bianca Belair had the match of the weekend. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But as far as the biggest moment, nobody's touching Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And that's just a personal thing for him, more than likely. Yeah. Like but I get it. Because again, I just said Bianca Belair had the best match of the night. She was the overall wrestling superstar at WrestleMania. She was probably the one that she probably went from being a star to superstar. She went here to being here, and she was already high. I even said that I believe that she may have turned in her card to being the best wrestler, the best female wrestler of all time, and the A person in the WWE. I mean, men and women. I mean, Roman too. I think right now ain't nobody touching Bianca Belair. With that being said, if I had to be anybody on that card, I'm Pat McAfee.
Yeah, word.
I'm Pat McAfee, and it ain't even close.
For wrestling Twitter, because I know y'all like to go crazy with this, with these sides of the fence, right? If you want the prime examples in multiple ways on how to get over, watch this entire weekend of WrestleMania. Because, Pat beating Austin Theory, okay. You could say great performance, whatever, but that didn't really get him over. I think him reacting to Shinsuke and Rick Boogs gets him more over than that match.
Yes, it does.
However, when you get an extra 20 minutes with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin, you not only are you over, they got something planned for Pat where like he's obviously just not going to be like commentating on SmackDown and that's it.
And
ain't no way that's it.
And apparently, Pat said he didn't even know all that other shit was gonna happen. Come on, G, you can't have a better WrestleMania than that,
right? Yeah, man. I mean, shoot. Then again, Becky versus Bianca. Look, nobody got buried. Both of them are over. You could say, I mean, hey, and look, and I'll apologize right now. I am sorry, Becky Lynch, because that was the best match I think she's ever had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like, hey, and I mean, obviously AJ Edge, Cody Seth, like those again, you don't bury either one of those guys when the match looks like that. Like you just don't do it. And even though it wasn't great, I must admit, Ronda versus Charlotte wasn't a bad match.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just
should have been the first hour of either night. It just should have been the first hour of either night. It wasn't bad. It was just like, did I need to see this in the fourth hour of the program? No. Like y'all could have threw that right when Rick Boogs heard himself. Hey, Charlotte, y'all get out there now because we need to get time. Yeah. we gotta cut this, so give me time. You know what I mean? Like it could have been that. But yeah, man, I must say, even though you are another fan of the word, WrestleMania was indeed stupendous. But yeah, you want the textbook, the one-on-one for getting over, no matter if you won or lost. I think this entire WrestleMania card is an example of that. So watch that, understand what it means to get over in a win or a loss, and just move with that the rest of the year in WrestleMania. I mean, in wrestling in general, as you watch wrestling.
Yeah. All right. So, what was there a moment at WrestleMania Night 2 that you didn't fuck with? Like this was.
Yeah, shit. The motherfucking New Day jobbing at fucking 7:30. What the fuck? Like the fuck? Like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to tweet about it. I was like, yo, why the New Day keep getting hold now? Like, what the fuck is the deal? They literally could have done that shit in the parking lot. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was pre-show match. I didn't even like the match.
Yeah, like everything about it was trash. Like that was run another vignette. Ain't somebody debuting? Like they could have did that shit versus that match.
When that match got cut from night 1, at first I was like, "Damn, that was fucked up." Then I saw the match and I was like, "Yeah, y'all could have did that shit on SmackDown."
Man,
that
could have came on right before the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
I'll say this, and it's saying a lot. If I'm Ricochet, I'm looking at that match. Was like, man, y'all put me on Friday SmackDown.
Man, because I seen that match and I was like, hey, this was WrestleMania worthy. I mean, we knew the outcome, but so what?
Like, this is what we doing. Like that's on that I'll save at the end of the show.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna have a theory on this New Day shit because even watching SmackDown, even though Xavier Woods defeated Scrappy Doo with the backwoods, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
All right.
Because that's what I'm calling Butch, aka Pete Dunne. I'm calling him Scrappy Doo for now.
Yeah, man. And he looked way smaller on the SmackDown cameras too. That's crazy.
I thought I was the only one.
Nah,
because he lost weight. He lost weight, became more slender. Because you look at bruiserweight, Pete Dunne, say he was a bit more thick. Pause.
Yeah.
And then he lost weight in the frame, but now with the bigger guys, just say this, ladies and gentlemen. I get what Triple H was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think Vince McMahon is right on this. There's too many small niggas over here in NXT. We need to get bigger guys.
Because he couldn't bruise a moth the way he looked at this point.
He done out here looking like a swoller Harvey Whippleman, ladies and gentlemen.
hey, straight up.
He looking like a swoller Harvey Whippleman. If Harvey Whippleman, Downtown Bruno, was swoller and wrestle, he would be Pete Dunne.
Man, listen. Yeah. Because, bruh, what the hell? I was thinking like, wait a minute now. Do they just angle him differently in NXT? Or like, what the fuck? Because, he look. Because, like, look, and think about it. They put him in a match with Xavier Woods, who is not a really big guy. but he looked way bigger.
Man. I mean, he gonna look
Bush.
bigger going up against Adam Cole and Johnny Wrestling and Tommaso Ciampa and all them niggas. Man. All right, let's go with Sasha Banks winning at Mania. We didn't realize, both of us didn't realize that this was her first win at WrestleMania. And with winning the tag team championships at WrestleMania. And the tag team champions look better on somebody of that stature. It looks better on black women. Actually, black women won the weekend.
Yeah, man.
Because we got two black women that are the tag team champions, and one black woman who defeated Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. So black women won WrestleMania. But your thoughts at Sasha Banks winning her first match at WrestleMania?
Man, wow, didn't know that happened. I guess I just assumed that she had won, but then it made me think about how many times I actually seen her at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and yeah, you know what I'm saying, and then that became like I was like, damn, I don't even remember too many matches. I mean, I remember her losing the tag team titles at it. Was that 2-3 years ago now?
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. You also got the triple threat match.
Yeah, she lost that. And I was like, damn. So yeah, wow. This is the first time that she's won. And then I thought, damn, we haven't seen a title match, a solo title match, singles titles match from Sasha Banks at a WrestleMania.
Right.
The fuck is we on? So there's still another hurdle for her to climb. Great start, Team Black Girl Magic. That's my name for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Boss Glow or Glow Bosses,
Team
whatever.
Bad and all that shit.
Yeah, fuck all that. It's Team Black Girl Magic until they come up with a better name.
Or for me, it's Team Hey Girl Hey.
Hey, again, team better than what they've selected.
Hey. You gotta do it like this. Hey girl, hey.
So you know, yeah, man. Wow. Obviously well deserved.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks. You know what? I can't totally just jump out the window and still say that she's the number one women's wrestler in the company anymore, but that's just a more testament to the girls that she's competed against the last 2 years that have now just leveled up.
She's definitely 1B.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously she's always in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Top 3, and you can rearrange your 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have to be 3.
Yeah, no.
You dig? But no, that super dope to see her finally get a W. Naomi, who keeps being the black girl winning that WrestleMania. I'm always fucking with that.
Yeah, is she undefeated at WrestleMania, fam?
And she might be. Like, she literally might be, because she's won the Battle Royal and a title.
Right, she's won a Battle Royal and 2 titles, actually.
There you go, yeah, because she's the 2-time SmackDown.
She's at least the most winningest women at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
From an accolade standpoint.
Absolutely. So shout to Naomi for like, no, I'm getting my dub.
Man,
that motherfucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm gonna win today.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, beat me the other 51 weeks. Okay, cool. I'm winning at WrestleMania.
I really don't care about what happened at No Way Out, because I'm winning here. It's all that matters.
Exactly.
AJ Styles, Damian Priest. Well, AJ Styles edge with the entrance of Damian Priest. I know we had talked about the possibility, not the dirt sheets was talking about the possibility of Edge having a stable.
Yeah.
And Damian Priest is the first entry in that. He had helped Edge defeat AJ Styles on that. But am I wrong for saying that I was a bit disappointed in that match?
Talking about the AJ
Edge the AJ Styles Edge match.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of think so. I
think I had too high expectations. Might have been.
So had they had more of a build-up, I feel you.
Okay.
But again, like, and I'm totally going to give y'all exactly how I viewed this match, which I thought was great, because again, Edge stopped on a dime and made himself a super heel to make AJ have not only a formidable opponent at WrestleMania, but to also put him over in a face capacity. And I think when you look back and you look how many times you've seen that in the world of wrestling, how super underrated what Edge did in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Counting the match. So that, to me, to literally get a storyline at the end of the season and to be like, no, this is how we're gonna start the new season. Like literally the Edge would understand and all of that. And like, and right with the quick creator entrance, brood shit, and then he turns into the face shit again. It's like, no, now I've totally just boom, here we are. And I ain't even gonna front. Edge entrance alone was like, I was like, oh, so he's like Lucifer. Like, because that was he literally stole shamelessly, shout to Rich Rennick. He stole shamelessly the Brood, the Prince of Darkness Undertaker, and Aleister Black's entrance all at the same fucking time.
He did.
But then gave us some shit that we didn't even know we wanted to fucking see. So I can't front. Edge did everything fucking right. And that match I think it's because we expect to be over the top wowed at just the performances of both AJ and Edge that I think that we are really underselling the fact that this was all just to get them on the opposite sides of the fence. Like that match was just to be like, no, Edge a heel now, and he's starting the faction, and AJ's a face now, and he about to compete for the WWE Championship. I literally that's what that match was for.
I get you. I mean, you heard me last week. You heard me these last couple of weeks. I said that this match is going to be match of the night.
Yes.
Match of the weekend. I think my expectations was that I'm not saying that the match was whack because the match was not whack. Yeah. It's just that I had that shit like here.
Hey, but you know what though? That ain't your fault. That ain't your fault. Because remember, I think some people overperform WrestleMania.
Oh,
like, hey, look, like you said, the build-up been huff.
Yep.
Some of these matches we already knew it was gonna happen.
Yep.
And I think on the flip, a lot of performances was like, nah, I'm about to show my ass though.
Yeah, because Seth and Cody was an incredible match to me. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch was match of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily see anything wrong with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, even though they gave us the same match that they've always given us. But it was just the stakes.
Yeah.
Was just like, all right, let's see what they do. Absolutely. But I mean, I still give it second. I give it third.
Yeah.
I think that Bianca and Becky number 1, Seth and Cody number 2, AJ and Edge number 3. I just think you might be. Yeah, you're right. Like people definitely overperformed, and to your point, if they put Charlotte and Ronda somewhere else on the card, we look at that match differently than we do as basically the co-main event of the night. So I feel you.
Yeah, because I mean, again, celebrity stepped up. Steve Austin stepped up. Fucking Austin Theory, Pat McAfee. Like, if you just go down the history of WrestleMania, because now there's 38 of them, ladies and gentlemen. So if you will look at the other 37, look what happened when ex-athletes, celebrities, and OGs show up for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You getting 7 minutes of nostalgia, but man.
Except if you Lawrence Taylor, because I'm still shocked at how long he was able by Bam Bam Bigelow to stay in the match. Like,
right, absolutely. And so now you look at that now for decades, that was the benchmark. That's been shattered consistently. I think that, I mean, outside of the New Day jobbing for the bathroom and concession breaks, you could say that this WrestleMania didn't have you know what? They actually did their shit.
Yeah.
Like they did their shit. And usually there's always just that match or 3 or that moment where you're like, oh man, we could have kept that. It is what it is. But like shout out to WrestleMania, that like the entire WWE, because yeah, breaking it up into 2 days. Cause shit, I complained about this shit like 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, man, I don't have time to watch 6 hours of fucking wrestling, bro. Like I don't, and I'm trying to watch start to finish, including the pre-show. I don't have time for this, right? You know what I'm saying? It'd be 8:30 and then 7 more matches, and I'm like, I'm tapped out.
I'm tapped.
You know what I'm saying?
Going back to the hotel, fam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So splitting it up into 2 days was boom, greatness, right? And then you obviously had night one being like, well, because at first it was built like that wasn't even a real WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah.
Like that first year, they was like, no, y'all like the pre-show niggas. Like, yeah.
It's pandemic. It's COVID,
Yeah,
man.
you know
We
what
just
I'm
gonna
saying?
break this shit. It's COVID. We got movies.
Yeah.
In WrestleMania, fam.
You know what I'm saying? So now you kind of got both shows competing with each other. So nobody wants to have the trash match. Nobody wants to have the moment that's letting Michael Cole live on the commentary. Like, it's like, nah, I got to do my shit.
Yeah.
So with that, I think that's the only reason why this Edge AJ match is probably like, you was like, man, it was more to be desired. Because 5 years ago, you'd been like, oh man, top 3, not 3.
Yeah. You're right.
Because somebody would have mailed it in. So,
You're
like,
right.
3 other moments would have mailed it in. You'd be like, nah, that Edge and AJ though.
Yeah. Well, let's take it to Raw after WrestleMania. Right here on First Black Champ. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow us on those social accounts. I want to take it to I would go Cody promo, I would go Braun Breaker and stuff, but I want to take it to a moment where the casual fan moment. So I predicted that MVP was going to connect at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They just decided to do it the next night.
Yeah.
But my wife watched it live.
Okay.
She watched it live. And she's damn, who the fuck is that big ass dude right there? That's Omos. Oh, okay. And I've said on the pod, everybody in the house is a fan of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
For one, for obvious reasons, the others for obvious reasons. We keep
Big
it
Bob, the other Big Bob.
Right. VLBL, you know what I'm saying? It's funny when I see that on Twitter and shit. It's VLBL, like that come from me, all right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what happens when the WWE comes up with Almighty, and the WWE has been coming up with cultural shit. In one way, shape, or form. Lately, we're gonna talk about the other one that happened on Friday, but I digress. Bobby Lashley comes down in the ring with MVP. You can tell that Bobby Lashley is in pure face mode. Tapping the fans' hands and stuff, boom, boom, booming, and all of that stuff, playing to the fans. MVP is talking. Omos comes out. He talks about how he want a rematch and everything, and then the MVP comes in with the clothesline, and the heel turn is complete. MVP is now with the walking giant, the Nigerian monster, Omos. But my wife goes, "I'm not cool with this shit. What's this? How come they just couldn't tag together? Like how come they couldn't just tag together?" I looked at her and Trey was like this. Oh no!
Like, damn, right, yo, you blowing me. It's my man's.
My man's here. I looked at her dead in the eye and said, "They did their job." She said, "What you mean?" It's like they got you invested as a casual fan, and of course you see 2 black men, and I know we all in the house mess with Bobby Lashley,
right?
But that caught your attention. They did their job.
Yep, absolutely.
So, with the job being done, that Omos now has a talking piece.
Yeah,
one of the better talking pieces in the WWE right now.
Yeah, man.
What are your expectations of Omos? I'm not talking about what you think is going to happen. What are your expectations now? Because I'll tell you my expectation. He's not mid-card Omos.
No.
Not with MVP, not with doing what he did with Bobby Lashley. This has the potential to become boom or bust. Your expectations, though.
All boom. Shout to Montel Vontavious Porter, who once again is going to put another black wrestler in the main event. That's what I saw. Did I want Lashley and MVP to split up? No.
Nah.
Because I hate face Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
Like, I just hate face Bobby Lashley because he get to start wearing the military cargo. He want to smile. He be holding little white kids. I don't like none of that shit. So I didn't want to see this shit at all. But it looks like we're going to get a very powerful, no nonsense, but nice guy. Almighty, A-L-L mighty Bobby Lashley versus Almighty Bobby Lashley. And it is what it is.
He did it.
Don't read into that, ladies and gentlemen. but what we're doing here is you set up super face, super strong Bobby Lashley because his year was his year. It was still his year. But now Omos, which now I hope people start saying, the first promo MVP should cut next week is stop calling him Almost. As the kids call this man Omos before you get your head taken off. So what I love about this is someone as big as Omos that even the Undertaker is like, yo, no, he might be him. He might be him.
Yeah.
So you throw him with MVP, the guy who, look, no matter how you slice it, is responsible for every black wrestler's success since 2018.
Yeah.
So if you got that and you got it with Omos, hey man, we've just extended the life of the new generation of black wrestlers is about to hold it the fuck down. So that's the only reason why I'm not upset at this. And I do see more boom than bust.
I am gonna say this though. And shouts out to Ross. I am gonna say this though. Undertaker had said that he compared them to Andre the Giant in a sense.
Right.
Andre the Giant just found this Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Man.
I do think it's boom or bust because WWE wants giants. But these last couple of years, what have we seen from these giants?
Right.
So that's why the bust thing is there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more boom than it is bust because, again, Andre the Giant just found his Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Mm-hmm.
And they just so happen to be black. So that's even better.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Mm-hmm. But I have not seen nothing but black excellence come out of MVP and the wrestlers that he with. And when he don't have those wrestlers, we see what happened to him. Mm-hmm. I even go as far as to say that I think I want to see a Heenan family type move from MVP. Man, I want the Hurt Business back. I want the Hurt Business now to be the Heenan family. I want Shelton Benjamin and Benjamin and Cedric Alexander back with MVP. I want Apollo Crews to be over there now. So basically what I'm telling y'all is this.
We saying the same shit.
Yeah, basically I'm about to give y'all the play right here. Without King Haku, I'm about to give y'all the play. Omos is Andre the Giant. Apollo Crews is Rick Rude or Mr. Perfect. Mm-hmm. And Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander are the Brain Busters. Mm-hmm. I want a Heenan family type makeup with MVP. It looks like we getting back the factions, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We've been at the bloodline. Now Edge about to get his shit. And shouts out to the small red herring. Because if you notice, speaking of what you said about taking from The Undertaker, you see the purple lighting with Edge. So when Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan was talking, after Rhea Ripley left Liv Morgan, what did you see behind Rhea? Purple.
Yeah.
Purple. So if we getting that from Edge, I want one more. I want my Hurt Business back. Mm-hmm. And that's how I want my setup. We don't need a King Gaku here.
No.
We just need MVP getting his Bobby the Brain Heenan on with Omos, Apollo Crews, and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Just let that slowly build.
Listen, you literally took what was my guaranteed hope for this week. So that's what it fucking was. There we go there. All right. That was my guaranteed hope because, like, yo, what the fuck is happening with Apollo Crews? and yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Shelton Benjamin, Cedric, and Apollo Crews need to be around Omos because that helps them out tremendously because now the work, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin got that. I mean, even Apollo Crews, like, they got that.
Mm-hmm.
Put some great workers and a great talker around, dude. Man, come on. Ain't no way he not the champ by WrestleMania 41.
Dead ass. So that's his guaranteed hope.
Yeah, man.
That's just me throwing it out in the atmosphere. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and take it to Cody Rhodes and that promo.
Yeah, man.
I never really get caught up in the emotional promo. Even with Cody Rhodes and AEW, I never really got caught up in the emotional promo.
Mm-hmm.
But when he put Dusty Rhodes' face on the Summer Jam screen, holding the WWF Championship belt, I said this. I can't wait for Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Don't do that no time soon, though.
Yeah, no, don't. No.
Let's make here's my guarantee.
Cody Rhodes, right?
Here's my guarantee.
Okay.
Because remember, I said Roman Reigns is probably gonna throw that motherfucking belt. I don't need this shit. But then we'll talk about what he said on SmackDown about unifying the tag titles and all of that and what it means. So now my guarantee is at WrestleMania 39, we're not getting The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I think we get that for 40.
Okay. Milestone joint.
Because I was thinking when he was doing the promo, you don't do a match like that for 39.
True. You don't.
You don't do like that for 39. Excuse me.
Pleasure.
And by that time, Roman Reigns would have obliterated with Pedro Morales' record.
Yeah, Pedro, we coming for you, nigga.
All right. And he's not touching. And I think by that time, too, he had caught up to Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hey, listen. Everybody want Hogan to get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. We got to get him the fuck out of here. He's not touching the Bruno San Martino reigns.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Motherfucker had the belt forever. He was like the second holder of that belt. He's not touching that.
But no, real quick, I'm sorry, real quick. There's a quick timestamp pause right here.
Go ahead.
Yo, shout out to the universe for getting rid of Hogan every fucking time somebody say his name, every time a picture pops up, and people are not fucking with Terry Bollea, not Hulkamania, not Hulkster, not Hulk Rules. None of the trademarks and licenses are flying out here, man. Delete Terry.
Because when Cody Rhodes said Hulk Hogan, the whole crowd went boo.
Man. And they was where was they at? Were they still in Texas?
Yeah,
I was like, yo, hey, look, you know how foul you gotta be to get booed in a red state?
Man.
And you white? Like, bruh, what the fuck?
Because actually, like Roman Reigns is at how many days?
He's at over 600 now.
He's over at 600 now.
He got to like 603 or some shit like that right now.
Okay. I'm gonna look this up because, like I said, I think they're gonna let him get Pedro Morales out of here.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, Pedro. I'm sorry, bro. You're done here. Like they looked at the scoreboard and was like, damn, we should have John Cena beat this. Damn, what the fuck was we thinking? Like, yo, yeah, they meant to have fucking John Cena beat that shit. They gonna add John Cena up and be like, he had it way longer than him. Watch. By 2035, John Cena gonna magically be in the top 5 of that list.
So currently, his title reign is over 600 now. So Mania, he's probably gonna be close to that length.
Mm-hmm. Because what ain't Pedro at like 800 or something like that?
Nah, Pedro is actually longer than that.
Oh,
Pedro is at 5. I mean, not 5. Excuse me, 1,027.
So theoretically, he just got to keep
Days.
the belt to the next SummerSlam.
Bingo.
Mm.
So hear me out here. Just hear me out here. I think two things are gonna happen. Because I don't think Cody Rhodes is. It seems like Cody Rhodes is in charge of his character.
Yes. Yeah.
And it seems like contractually, he's going to get the title. He signed a multi-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at Cody Rhodes in AEW, he never sniffed the belt, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Cody Rhodes is looking at the long game and not the short game. Mm-hmm. My prediction, Roman Reigns versus Cody at WrestleMania 39. But he's going to lose it. Because that's not quite going to get Roman Reigns over the threshold of Pedro Morales. But SummerSlam 2023, Cody Rhodes will become the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Champion. I am long-term storyline forecasting this. Not saying that he's not going to have any title shots or anything like that, because he probably will. But Cody Rhodes is going to start this off slow. This is going to be a slow build. He let you know what the goal is. He did that not only on Raw, he did that in every damn publication he did an interview with. He said that shit on the bump. This is my goal. It's not about reaching this shit tomorrow, but I'm going to get that belt for Dusty. That's going to happen SummerSlam 2023.
Okay. I tell you this. I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, I even seen Cody like in his own shirt on the website. I was like, oh wow.
Oh,
this American Nightmare shit is like really yours.
Oh, they did a social clip about 5 things you might not have known about Cody. And that mark said, number 4, my shirt did John Cena numbers on WWEshot.com. I was like, yeah,
man.
Cody is in charge. Cody is just as much in charge of his character as Roman Reigns is in charge of his, and Terry Bollea is in charge of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout to Cody, man. Shout to Cody. I love the fact that even during the match during WrestleMania, he did the cartwheel with the flame. With the Prince open the curtain shit. Like but to let you know,
he broke that bitch.
He broke
the star. Like, nah, this ain't this.
Yeah, fuck all that goofy shit you was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? But,
it's
man. Hey, you know what? And this to kind of like put it in perspective for everybody, because we've seen a lot of stupid takes, obviously, with Cody going back to WWE. But this is what Vince was talking about. This is what Vince was talking about, and this is what Tony Khan literally said can't happen at the same fucking time, which is a guy that knows who he wants to be, a superstar, knowing who they want to be as a professional wrestler, going out here, building a cachet, building themselves up, making themselves a star beyond the ring,
right,
and then coming back to be a star strictly in the world of professional wrestling, to put asses in seats, to make pay-per-view buys, to put tickets, like to sell merch. Cody Rhodes did what one guy has been that's all he's asking his people to do. And the guy that just jumped on Twitter and said, I don't know if it can be done in this era. And that is the fucking problem. Like, that is it. So sorry, Adam Cole, look kind of stupid right now. I'm sorry, but you're with your friends, so it's okay.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think Cody Rhodes going to the WWE is trying to work this the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But Cody Rhodes is Chris Jericho coming to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some people that left AEW are left for AEW. They don't regret it because they with the homies.
Yeah.
What they do see is when my contract ran out, let me see what's up. That's why, and even for the people, especially people that are Cody people,
Mm-hmm.
MJF, a Jade Cargill, he already talking to Vince like, are they down to come when their contract is up? And Vince, like everybody else, has said, well, talk to me when their contract is up.
Yeah, absolutely.
When that contract is up, Nick Khan gonna slide them that check. You start on this date at this time. Mm-hmm. Cody facilitates that move. This is not gonna destroy AEW because I think it was Mills on Twitter who said that he was talking about AEW. It was either Mills or Pierce. Mm-hmm. And shouts out to Pierce and your email. But he had talked. It was one of them that was talking about, how AEW is not going nowhere. We just need to look at it in its proper perspective. But AEW is not going anywhere. And I said, people need to understand we needed WCW in the 80s, early 90s, and they'd still be here if Eric Bischoff wasn't trying to start a war.
Yeah, man.
So we're about to get things back in order. And I think this would be great for AEW because still those people who want to move on, who's tired of being micromanaged or all of those things that come with WWE, they go and find a home. But when you see a Cody Rhodes and you see what they put in the Cody Rhodes when he gets there, there's people in that AEW locker room that knows how much the Fed fucks with them, who looks at that and be like, if as long as I keep doing what I'm doing here, it makes me better when I take my ass over there. There's going to be some people, some who just don't have, it's just not enough room for them.
Right.
There's some stars in WWE right now where you look and you say, damn, they'd be a star, but they're not going to be a star here because there's too many people in front of them.
Right.
Especially when you got a Braun Breaker and some others that look like, I throw out a name, Grayson Waller. I think Grayson Waller is dope. Man. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how it looks for Grayson Waller on the main roster, but I fuck with him at NXT.
Yeah.
Like I already told you, Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes is my go-tos right now on that roster, NXT roster. I don't know about a Grayson Waller and how that fits. I don't know if he can be Seth Rollins, or out of the three, where everybody was looking at Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I don't know if he could be the Roman, the Seth Rollins there. But I know he can be at the top of a card in the NXT, at a AEW.
Right. Yeah.
In a couple of years.
Yeah.
And don't have to be there just to become that. I can also look at an Adam Cole because he got relationships with a lot of people up in that building still and say, hey, it's time for me to go back.
Yeah.
And get what Cody got.
Yeah. My thing with Adam Cole, though, and obviously we know why he made the decision. His wife is there, his friends are there. He wanted to wrestle. But the thing is, I think it's also very important for us to understand what everybody's end goal is. I had this conversation even early this morning. Everybody's dream, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, is not to be at the main event as a title holder at WrestleMania. That ain't everybody goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people are super like money title driven. And then there's some people that are just like, experienced with family, friends, and happy. And that's cool. No matter what you decide is cool. There is not one expectation for success in life, right? And for me, I looked at Adam Cole as being on the fast track to getting to that title, that main event prestige. We just need you to do this. We want, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like any like janky label owner that's talking to the young girl that want to rap. He's like, well, we're gonna get your body done. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put you in
BBL.
Dior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just rented the Phantom. You're gonna sit on front of that, rap in front of that, rap about your pussy. You know what I mean? How good it is, how wet it is. You know what I mean? And we gonna shoot you the number one. And he was like, yo, you know what I mean? I ain't really in it for that. You know what I'm saying? If I could just get this collab with Rhapsody, I'm good.
Pause, fam. The way you said rapping about your pussy sounds so record label. I mean, I hate to say what I'm about to say, but shit, fuck it. You sound like Russell Simmons there. You're like, hey, look, we're gonna get you a BBL, we're gonna get your hair done, we're gonna get your chest done, get the rap about your pussy on all these tracks.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get
your body done. We'll get your body done. We'll get everything done.
We'll get you a couple of female empowerment songs. We get you a couple of female empowerment songs, but we need you to bounce up and down, rap about your pussy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, remember Lil' Kim? Like Lil' Kim, she rapped about her pussy all the time. She had pussy prints on her posters. So we can get you pussy. Like we can get you rapping about your pussy, get your BBL, man. You know, and you'll be out of here. So,
and that's it. And it was crazy about that shit. We ain't condoning it. We just saying, yo, that sounds like a conversation that they probably have had with a rapper.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. And then you'd be like, no, but I mean, I really just want to collab with like Missy and MC Lyte and Lauryn Hill. Like, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, Adam Cole didn't want to rap about this pussy.
It might be the name. Yeah, that might be the episode title for this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was going in a different way, but yeah, you might have won here. This might be the episode title.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, you know, maybe Adam Cole already reached his pinnacle. He was like, yo, I never thought I'd be the main guy at any company. And I ran NXT.
Yeah.
So now everything is up for me. It don't really matter. Like, obviously, he's gonna be one of the history AEW champions.
Like, yeah, I think he's gonna win. I think it's either this week or next week.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to wrestle Adam Hangman Page because Adam Hangman Page came out. You know, don't walk away when I'm talking to you. You want to fight me? We're gonna fight in a Texas death match.
Yeah, see.
And I said to myself, oh, so they're about to give him the belt in the Texas death match.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Man. He's about to be the champ. So, right.
Bro, champions looking for a fight ain't champions, bro. Yo, come on, man. Look what Roman Reigns is over here doing. He's like, dude, who's next?
Yeah.
Because I'm beating the shit out of everybody. The only person that he offered to fight was his cousin because he was talking too much. And then he was like, yo, I'm going to whoop your ass. Just like when we were kids. I'm going to whoop your ass. It's going to be all love.
We going to barbecue.
Yeah.
You and your wife and your kids going to be there. But if you don't, none of y'all invited to the cookout.
Right. That's it.
Wow.
But then, but when Kevin Owens came, he was like, dog, I got to fight you for what? like, Edge, why the fuck are you here? Seth, I owe you an ass whooping, but I don't feel like doing it. Kevin, but Hangman Adam Page is like, hey, dude, hey, come over here and fight me. Why? Why? Shouldn't this be the other way around?
And when that happens, the champ normally lose the title because they say, man, that champ put himself in a situation where he couldn't get himself out of. So shouts out to Adam Cole for becoming an AEW champion. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Bobby Heenan, who put us on game a long time ago. He was like, the champ ain't got to beat you. You got to beat the champ. But that's why champs don't be offering title matches. I know y'all getting that Bret Hart shit a little bit confused. He was just giving opportunities. And
right.
Opportunity was like, yo, come on, man. He
was like, I want to fight
jumping
you.
Jim Brunzell was not going to beat fucking Bret Hart for the WWF champion.
You know what? That's a sidebar. that we just gonna take 5 minutes to discuss because we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
But you're right, because the most fighting is champion is the most bullshit ass title since who's the best scientific wrestler. And both of those two come from Bret Hart. I'm a
Yep.
fight champion. Oh, so you went and fought Jumping Jim Brunzell on Superstars one week, and then the next week you gave a title shot to Virgil. That makes you a fighting champion?
Right. Like, come on, man. Yo, Aldo Montoya would have got a match.
Yeah.
So the fuck what? He ain't
No.
gonna never beat him. He's like,
Right.
oh, yo, hey, you want you, hey, that's just like you go in the gym. Hey, you want to roll around? All right, for sure.
Right.
Like, yo,
Bret
that's the
Hart-
champ. I got to roll around with the champ.
Bret Hart was giving jobbers title matches.
Yeah.
Like Bret Hart versus Iron Mike Shark for the WWF Championship only on Superstars. Like, what?
Like, yeah. I bet.
So the Ultimate
Like,
Warrior not getting a title shot today? Shouldn't that be reserved for him? And then, well, what if by chance he loses? So is Iron Mike Sharp going to be the champion? What the fuck is going on here?
right.
Yeah, that the fighting champion lane is the most bullshit ass title
Yeah,
because
man.
9 times out of 10, when they wrestle somebody, they didn't wrestle nobody in the top 10.
Yeah, man.
And if
Like-
they was 10th. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
man.
fighting champion and the scientific wrestler shit, both of those two, like both of
Yeah,
those
man,
shits,
like
get the fuck up out of here with that shit.
Yeah, you was never gonna see the Berserker with the title going over on fucking Bret Hart on Raw. Like you was not gonna see that.
Yeah,
You
man,
was never
imagine
gonna
it.
see that.
Imagine the next week on Raw when they go, oh my goodness, if you didn't see it last week, Barry Horowitz defeated Bret Hart to become the WWF World Heavyweight Champion. We talked to Barry
Yeah.
Horowitz next on Raw.
Yeah,
Like, no, that's not what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Right? It
no,
was
it's
never,
not.
Like, it was never gonna happen. Then you see Vince McMahon and Macho Man Randy Savage there. I can't believe it. You heard it first. Anything can happen in the WWF, and that happened last week on Raw when Barry Horowitz did the impossible. He
Yeah, man.
defeated Bret Hart clean for the WWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Right.
We talked to Barry Horowitz next after this commercial. That was never gonna happen. But Bret Hart fought a whole bunch of jobbers and during the week, and they was like, yo, he's a fighting champion. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. All right, let's move on to the biggest question when it comes to Raw, though. And I'll move on with the Brian Breaker thing. I'll leave that for the last part. But has the WWE killed the Raw after WrestleMania? Because normally the Raw after WrestleMania match-wise might not be shit,
Mhm.
but the pomp and circumstances, the possible introduction of new wrestlers, like we did get the introduction of Ezekiel.
Yeah. That's wild. That's some wild shit. To answer your question,
As you
yes.
see, I stopped on a dime. It's
Yeah.
just like, the fuck happened here?
Hey, which I mean, hey, look, Elias and Ezekiel played their part. The vignette said Elias
Elias
died
died.
last year. It did say he died.
Yeah.
So I can't get mad at him sticking to the script. Well, the vignette said I died. So
What you want me
no,
to do?
I'm not Elias.
Like, this is in Vince McMahon in the Corvette
Yeah,
blowing
right.
up. Like, Elias is gone.
Yeah. Like, y'all had a tombstone with the years on it.
And I'm not even mad at the death. I'm mad at the attire he came out with
Yeah, man.
more than
Now-
anything.
I mean, he literally came out like he should have been tagging with Marcus Alexander Bagwell in 1994.
American Mouse.
You know what I'm saying? Like the
American
Z-Man should have been his
American
fucking
Mouse.
tag team partner that
American
night.
Mouse. Yeah.
I was like, fam, what is he? Why is he wearing this?
Jumping Joey Mags in this motherfucker.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, so look. But to answer your question, yes. But you know what it is though? It's the promo. It's the promo.
Okay.
And ever since, damn, I can't pinpoint the WrestleMania right now. But it's somewhere between fucking Sean Austin and one of the Rock Austins, where we just started getting ingrained that, oh shit, the Raw after WrestleMania gonna be super fucking lit. And it's not that it can't be, and it's not that it shouldn't be, but now they do pre-promo for it. Like,
Right.
even as we're in the midst of WrestleMania weekend, tune in to Raw After Mania because you know that shit going up.
They even named the Raw After Mania.
Yeah.
Or WrestleMania Raw, some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, come on, fam. I was like, I get it. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a P1. Don't tell me the shit I'm gonna watch anyway. But it's but that to me, that's what it is. Cause now everything is so underwhelming. And now with the 5-minute promo that they got to recap the entire weekend, it's like, damn, well, what else is gonna fucking happen?
I blame the fans.
Okay.
I think the WWE did this shit on purpose. I do think the Raw After WrestleMania is dead, but I think it's dead because they don't want the fans to hijack the Raw After WrestleMania. See, that's what the Raw After WrestleMania really was. It was the fans hijacking Raw. Yeah. And I think in some cases, Vince McMahon then was like, nah, we don't need them to be hijacking, every Monday after this shit. But how do we stop them from doing it? Well, let's just advertise the shit. Because now it's almost an expectation that the fans is going to do it, but we can't hijack them if we do shit like this. And we can't. If 4 years ago, if this shit with Ezekiel happens, Raw gets hijacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
you're Elias.
Right. Like, you can't do that when you do shit like this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's Vince McMahon's goal in this. So I think that the Raw After WrestleMania, and then you wait 4 days to give us SmackDown. Mm-hmm. After that, the After WrestleMania luster is now gone, but you still achieve the same thing. That's why you get Damian Priest talking and AJ Styles pop up and you get Ezekiel, but you put Gunther on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. You get Raquel Rodriguez on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. You get more surprises on SmackDown than you did on Raw. Because all of those fans probably also bought the 3-ticket pack where you go to 2 nights on WrestleMania and then you go to the WrestleMania after Raw and shit. Mm-hmm. So they already thirsty to be like, let's take this shit over, Matthew. No, we not give you that. So let's go over to SmackDown real quick and let's go with Roman Reigns. Right? Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick on that, though. It's disappointing that that's the narrative or the motive because the fans hijacking the show was what made Raw After Mania.
It did.
Shit, they tried. I mean, Edge, Damian Priest, they was like, yo, fuck this shit. But Edge and Damian Priest being who they are, they was like, no, we don't get control of this.
Yeah, we're pros. We got this.
And you know what? That's kind of good and bad because some of the greatest moments are when the fans won't let you talk. I mean, I just watched the Evil shit out of order, and then because I thought Roman Reigns was episode 1, but they showed up he beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. And it was like they moved for 7 minutes.
Yes.
He got 1 line off. He got a half a bar off. And it's my yard now.
And this Roman Reigns should have been the beginning of right then and there.
Bruh, there is that. Right now, what's pissing me off is that I've watched all of Raw in the beginning of SmackDown and Roman Reigns wasn't the first music or face I seen. I got a problem with that.
But I think when you do that, you have to have a bookend. It's fun, and it's funny because the WWE tells you that when you play WWE 2K22.
Oh, word.
Because Triple H tell you how to set your matches up. Have a barn burner at the beginning. Have some 2 matches in the middle. Have a barn burner at the end. So you would need something to match that at the end of the night. So in this case, Ronda Rousey would be that one at the beginning. Roman Reigns would be that at the end. And Roman Reigns, all that motherfucker said was, we need to unify the tag team championship. Matter of fact, they build your ass all week long. Roman Reigns is going to tell you what's next. And to your point, who the fuck Roman Reigns on this roster going to be like, yo, I want to fight this person next? Nobody. There's not even nobody in the no hate, or especially on Bobby Lashley. But there's not nobody on the SmackDown roster where you're gonna be like, oh shit. And to keep it a buck, Shinsuke Nakamura challenged them, and I was like, oh, this is where they going. Shit, Rick Boogs must be really hurt for real. But let's go. Let's get into the Roman Reigns part. He wants the Usos to unify the championships. So is the brand split done?
I don't think it should be, only because it's too many people. I'm still gonna stand by my original statement that we don't need so many championships.
Yeah, we don't.
We just don't need so many. And you know what? If the stats are the stats that fucking Paul Heyman threw out there, and with Reigns as the champ, and as the Usos as the longest reigning champs, they generated $1 billion. They on the highest rated show. People are tuning in to see them. Then yeah, they do need all the belts. Like they do. Like this is no different from any other period of time when the draw, the champ, the people that the people actually pay to see should be working the most and working the hardest. What's Roman Reigns' whole shit? I'm the tribal chief because I work the hardest. I do everything. I run this shit for real. This is my show. This is my cameraman.
Yeah.
This is my ring. This is my WWE.
This is my cameraman.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it can't be his WWE if he ain't on both shows. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, he didn't say this is my SmackDown. Well, he was at first.
But then he was like, nah, this is mine.
Yeah, but then he got the day 400 and was like, no, this is my whole shit.
It's mine, all mine.
Like, yeah. So, you know, and granted, RK Bro is entertaining. And I do think the Raw tag team division is far and away better than the one on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But that's all the more reason to why the Usos should be on there. Like, yo, the Usos, even though, you know, the New Day is who they were, because obviously we don't like, I see a great solo run for Xavier Woods, and I can get into an extra guarantee on that. And then obviously when Big E come back, Big E about the Big E.
Because he did say he won a specific belt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I want to say when we did our favorite WWE tag teams or whatever, I think I put the Usos in my top 5 where they were like maybe 15 on the real shit.
Oh no, they was top 10 on the real shit.
Okay, my bad. I think I'm having higher. I don't remember. But
as a matter of fact, I think they was 5.
They were. You think the Usos were 5?
I think they was 5 on that list. They was definitely on the last episode. But either way,
yeah. Either way, though, what I'm getting at is this: it makes sense for the Usos to have the title because they're still the greatest active tag team in the WWE.
Yeah,
that is.
I see where you're going with that.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a cold motherfucker.
You dig what I'm saying? They're still the greatest active tag team in the WWE.
Because that other team ain't active, huh?
Man, they ain't. They introduced these niggas like they never had a name. It'd be Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods.
Man,
or King Woods and Kofi Kingston.
No, they took the King Woods away. If you notice, he's Xavier.
New season.
New
hey,
season.
Nigga,
as they said.
Yep. Right. Hey, so like, hey, look, uses music for all of 3 weeks. He unfortunately got injured, and now he just back to being Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
So formerly of the New Day, basically. You know what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, we waiting for the Usos to be RK Bro, so Randy Orton can turn on one of his friends again, because that's his long form storyline.
Yeah.
And we get that.
Yeah. I'm now done with the brand split shit because they've cut so many people. Like with Shinsuke Nakamura, there's no diss to Shinsuke Nakamura. Let me first say this. There's no diss to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, no.
This just shows you how elevated Roman Reigns is compared to the rest of the roster.
Yep.
When at the end of the night, Shinsuke Nakamura the one that come out to challenge you?
Yeah, bro.
That tells you everything I need to know about this brand split.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of the first brand split and just naming a random champion. Kurt Angle is the world champion, and Bradshaw and APA, because they split them, says, I want to challenge you for the belt. You're like, wait a minute, what? Nobody else?
Right.
Bobby Lashley ain't slide his ass over here. Was like, yo, I didn't lose.
Right.
Right. You know that, right? You know I didn't lose, so I want my title match. Right. So yeah, I am now for one champion in all of the joints, including, yes, ladies and gentlemen, including the United States and the Intercontinental Champion either being one or both.
Yes, because they're not really doing anything with either of them.
Bingo.
So yeah, it might as well just be one.
If you're not gonna split, if you're not gonna do the real thorough brand split where one brand has these pay-per-views and the other one has these and all that stuff, it needs to be one champion in every joint. And they're not doing anything with either mid-card championship to make me think they should have a mid-card title on both. And maybe, just maybe, because of that, you'll get what I've been talking about for the last couple of months now. They need the Art of the Grudge match needs to come back. You need to, let's see who can get over without a belt. Because with the mid-card championships, ain't nobody really getting over with the belt. Ricochet ain't getting over because he's the Intercontinental Championship. Shit. As the Intercontinental Champion, is he over? Finn Balor should elevate the United States Championship. That shit ain't happening.
Yeah, at all.
And that's Finn. That's on the Finn Balor. That tells you a lot. There should only be an Intercontinental or United States Championship. Since it's the WWE, it should have one mid-card championship, Intercontinental belt. There should be one tag team champion. There should be one women's champion. And since now you see these motherfuckers cross-pollinate, on other joints, either make the decision of ending the split altogether and we see all these people on one joint, or do like they did when they did the original split, champion split, whereas the world champions have, like, they could go to other shows and wrestle on those other shows. So you can see all of the Intercontinental and the world and the tag team champions and the women champions and the tag team champions, and you can see them float. But you got these people over here and these people over there. Because right now, if the Usos, the other thing is the Usos get the belt, is only downhill from there after that.
Yeah.
Like, only the Four Horsemen. Let's say this. The Four Horsemen is the only group in my history of watching wrestling that will have all of the belts, lose it, and you still like, oh, them motherfuckers still cold as hell. Like, that's still Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard at the end of the day. Like, they're the only one that could collect all the gold, lose it, and you still look at them. Now, when you do that shit, you win all the gold, you lose it, then it's dissension in the group, and then all of a sudden you break up. You could look no further than the Hurt Business, the original version of the Hurt Business. And just go back early in the episode if you missed that part where we discuss how the new Hurt Business should look like. But the last Hurt Business, they got all the belt, they took the picture and shit, and the next thing you know, shit, that was the end.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it sucks, but with that being said, that's why I guess what I'm saying is just mend it, but it should be one title for each segment of the show. One world championship, one mid-card championship, one tag team championship, one women's champion, one women's tag team championship. And then from a women's perspective, especially, you start seeing better matches fit in grudge match situations. So you don't have to have just 3 women's matches on WrestleMania and they all being championship matches. Right. Honestly, that would help the tag team division for the women too, because now you have to opt. Because I don't think Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley should break up. They are the one of the mixture champions. They look like they are a tag team. I also don't want them to break up because I got horny seeing them in the leather and Rhea Ripley having the chain on Liv Morgan's neck. And I was like, never break this tag team up.
Oh my God.
I know I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, no.
Who was like, yeah, never break them up.
Yeah. And you know, and to be honest, with what Edge got going on, he don't gotta break them up.
He don't gotta break them. You're right.
He really don't.
Bring them together, fam. Do not WWE. Look, let me solo camera this real quick. We rarely do the solo camera. WWE, don't ever break them to with what you just did at WrestleMania. All right, that right there was one of the single greatest things at WrestleMania. It was lovely. It turned me on. It made my nuts moist. Don't break that up. That shit was amazing. And y'all tease a breakup on Raw. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna give us the backwoods roll up, but that greatness, y'all gonna move out the way? Stop playing. Keep that. They look like they love each other. Did you see that shit? They look like they love each other. When Liv Morgan jumped into Rhea Ripley's arms, fam, I was
Hey, Trey, you won't. I don't want to get pregnant. You won't.
I knew I wasn't the only one that was the Denzel Washington lip biting gif. Like,
man, listen. Well, that's funny that you were able to be that transparent and vulnerable in that moment.
No other choice in that one. That shit. Come on, man. You break that up. Why?
Yeah, man.
Why?
I don't think they need to break them up
at all.
I think Edge using Liv and Rhea for the stable, I think it sets a new precedent.
Man,
because too often do we have women in stables and there's only just one.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that them coming out looking like the Kim Basinger Catwoman with the demolition shit added to it. Shit is lit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, it looks like Cat is getting the hell eaten out of. And why not watch that for a few weeks?
Man.
Or a few years, actually.
That was the Shannon Crowder moment of the podcast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think I hope that they do figure this out.
Yeah, figure it out.
But you are right. You're right about the women, but at the same time, at least the women are using their titles correctly. Like, like, you know, you really can't make a case for why Charlotte or Bianca Belair shouldn't have their title. However, you can definitely make it for Ricochet and Finn Balor.
That's true.
And it's so wild because Ricochet and Finn Balor are the two people that the people champion the most. And you can't even understand why they got fucking titles right now. so there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where figure it out or the tribal chief taking all this shit.
Yeah.
and I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I think that's going to be one of the greatest storylines ever. It's like, look, you don't even know what you're doing with your belt.
Yeah.
So main event Jay is about to be the Intercontinental Champion tonight.
Man.
Because we got all the tag teams. Like, I want them to go on the run. And once they unify the tag belts, it's like, fam, Ricochet, what the fuck you doing here, Oos? Like, you bullshitting. You playing with it. Yeah. So main event Jay got a match tonight for the Intercontinental Champion. We about to make you famous, bruh. You ain't had this is the biggest match of your life. You going up against the right-hand man of the bloodline.
Yeah. And speaking of Cody Rhodes, shouts out to my man Donnie, and I totally forgot about this. Cody Rhodes and Xavier Woods got beef going back to high school.
Oh.
Yeah, listen to Talking Jericho. They got beef back in high school. Apparently, they got into it at a bowling. Like Xavier Woods' parents just started liking Cody Rhodes, so Cody Rhodes was out here picking on niggas, but now he married to one. So hey,
yeah, there we go. Hey, y'all see what Vince did with her contract?
Man, look, she ain't get signed. Let me say this. All right, moving on SmackDown. Shinsuke, we talked about that. Now the I Quit match is official. So we'll get into that. And we already talked about the backwoods a little bit. The WWE got to have somebody to coach her inside these writing rooms now. Or maybe it's Pat McAfee. I don't know. And if it's Pat McAfee, that says a lot. But when Pat McAfee said the backwoods is the new name of that roll up, ladies and gentlemen, that just lets you know that they ain't testing for weed in the WWE no more.
No,
for real. Let's go to my man, the only person in NXT UK history that Camp did like, because we all know how he's racist against
no, we don't know that. We don't know any of that.
English wrestlers.
We don't know any of the racism part.
He's racist against those two. But Gunther debuted with his man Ludwig. Ludwig, matter of fact, let me get his last name. Let me make sure I say it right. Ludwig Kaiser debuted on movie. And to the surprise, well, I won't say to the surprise, out earlier in the day that Marcel Barthel was getting his name changed to Ludwig Kaiser. And shouts out to our favorite Ludwig Borga.
Yeah, man.
Crash
Americans.
Exactly. But they debuted on the Friday. Ludwig announced Gunther. And then Gunther came out in red and black too. That was the other part. Yeah, red and black on. The lighting and all that shit was the same. Ring General Gunther. He had the red jacket on. So I was like, oh, we doing different color scheme. It's lit. And he went on to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought this was as perfect as a debut that you can get on the main roster.
Okay.
It's also great to see my man Gunther on the main roster, especially considering years ago, our mans was like, nah, I'm good with the main roster, G. I'm straight on that shit.
Right.
I'm good over here at NXT UK. I ain't got to get on no plane and do all this travel and shit. We good. But now Gunther, he lost weight. I need to get on the Gunther plan. Because he lost weight. He living over here in America now. He got a girlfriend.
Okay.
A girlfriend to keep you here. A woman will keep you in places. But of course, the controversy around the name pops up.
You're right, Donnie. Box got to be fine for you to just stay around. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Box, yeah. For keep you around forever. Yeah. So they did an interview with him. The Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Hausman did an interview with my man at WWE Media Row. Got to get to Media Row. I'm kind of upset that my son was born on April Fool's Day. They need to remove WrestleMania from April Fool's weekend, please, for me. I can't go. Like, Camp, you can go. I can't. What it look like me telling my now 4-year-old, all right, daddy about to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, man.
You stay your ass here.
But you better hope he want to go for his birthday.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go to Wale Mania too. I can't bring him.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if DJ Money want to babysit, I know it's DJ. So it's like, maybe can you keep him over here, put the headphones on, so he can bust his eardrums and stuff. here's a part of the conversation. They talked about him losing weight, trimmed down and stuff. He says, I guess I eat less. I always worked out, but for the first time, I really focused on my nutrition. These guys really pushed me. I got to say, when I was a wrestling fan, I always liked the look of solid heavyweights in Japan who had a bit of a gut carrying around, just brawls and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you got to go with the times and evolve a little bit. And that's what I did. He also talked about the controversy around his name change. If you listen to the crowd when he wrestles, they still chant Walter and all of this stuff. And I thought this was amazing, to the point where in 2023, 2022, I want to see one of those mid-card titles or the mid-card title go to Gunther. Okay. He says he admits that the name change reaction didn't bother him at all. And he said this about what would happen in reverse. He said if it would be the other way around, it would have been Gunther before and Walter now, it would have been the same uproar. A lot of people react negatively to the change. Change is normal in life. It's a part of it, and we have to go with it. Let me tell y'all this. This is now when Bang gets on his soapbox. We talked about it on the pod before, ladies and gentlemen. Leave the name change with Walter and Gunther in the past.
Yeah, please.
Fam, just Google Walter and Nazi, and you're going to see some horrific shit with the people associated with the name Walter. The WWE tried to name him Gunther Stark. All right, cool. But if you would have named him Walter something, you probably will find out some shit when it comes to Walter. It's a simple Google if you did not pay attention in history class. He has an unfortunate situation of being born from a place, an area, not necessarily where he was born at, but just that area that is synonymous with Nazi. I went through it on the show before, ladies and gentlemen. You can listen to the Ring Kampf theme song, and that's a symphony which was used in commercials talking about World War II. In period, the name of the damn group in the Indies was Ring Kampf. Mein Kampf was Hitler shit.
Yeah, man.
This shit's been synonymous.
Cue the microwaves.
Right. So with that being said, I might have to bleep that. With that being said, bruh, what did you thought was going to happen? Either way it go, you were going to be upset. Let's leave this name change shit in the past.
Yeah, man.
It's dead. Walter is just as synonymous in Nazi culture as it is Gunther. And in some cases worse, because you could literally do a Google search and see like, fuck, it was some fucked up Walters in the Nazi camp.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got to chill with this shit because it sounds good on social media. You feel like you got to tweet this shit off because you want to be some damn wrestling aficionado. That's why I be looking at a lot of y'all, some do I know, and some that I don't know, laughing because of some of the shit that y'all tweet out, and then own the shit when you tweet it.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I ain't know too much about this shit.
Right.
I got up in arms because a nigga tweeted out some shit about Gunther and being a Nazi, and I ain't even think about Walter because your daddy named Walter. That don't mean shit.
Right.
See, that's the problem. Y'all so used to black men and regular white men be named Walter that y'all don't know and understand that a lot of the names that come from us is racist in general. Fam, my name is Lee Davis. That's my government name. And I didn't realize until high school, like, yo, my name racist as shit. Because Jefferson Davis was the Confederate president and Robert E. Lee was the fucking general of the Confederate Army. So did I change my name to J.R. Davis or J.R. Bang because of that shit? Nah. No. I just named that shit because shit, everybody in the family damn their name Lee. And shouts out to Moan for giving me the bang part.
Yeah.
And it matched up. But
he ain't no motherfucking stripper.
Right.
J.R. Bang sounds more like a crippler.
Like a crippler, nigga. So what I'm saying is that I be like this. Oh shit. Oh shit, this is fucked up, Kent. What? Because my name's racist. My name's racist. No, leave that shit alone.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
is it some name changes where you like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, most notably, you changed Raquel Gonzalez's name to Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, is it just to have the double R logo? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't.
And hopefully we see the logo. And then
You know
we
what
like,
I'm
okay, because RG don't necessarily hit like that too. Like you don't hear Rich Gang talking about some RG nigga. Like you don't hear
Right.
that shit. So
Yeah, you know
maybe
what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
I mean, you know, on the name change thing, back to Walter. Look, if Walter was American, y'all wouldn't have this problem.
At all.
And because you know how many racist Michael Steves and Johns it is?
Man.
Like just in American history.
Man.
And then this is the other reason. This is the final reason why I know it's cap and why y'all got to get over it. Because we're not too many months from mourning the loss of a rapper named Adolf. Adolf is the most racist name y'all know, period.
Yeah.
And we have never said, man, we ain't fucking with Young Dolph music because that nigga name is Adolf.
Yeah.
Like, and he's a junior. So there was 2 black people.
His name is not Adolfo.
Yeah, it ain't.
It ain't.
That means it was 2 black people in American soil named Adolf at one point in time in life. And so, like, look, man, just get the fuck out of here with that shit. We're done hearing it. You can pull up, I'm going to say this. You can pull up any name potentially in American history or just world history. And if a white person's been attached to it, at least one generation of them have been racist.
Man.
White people invented racism.
Yeah.
But that's for another show.
I don't think there's a white person with a particular name that's never, what I'm saying, let me rephrase this. I don't think there's a white person whose name is a particular name. That name has not called somebody the N-word.
Yeah.
Like there's Michaels that's killed black people, ladies and gentlemen.
Believe it.
Like,
Michael Myers.
There you go. There's probably been a Michael Myers. That what I'm saying to you is what I'm saying is this. A lot of y'all be saying that shit just for Twitter purposes.
Yeah, facts. Super.
Y'all
facts.
be saying that shit to get retweets. Y'all be saying that shit to get likes and follows.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it, fam. Like, because I see for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
The shit lame, G.
Yeah.
The shit lame as hell. And that's why I had tweeted out what I tweeted out. Like, Gunther, if y'all think Gunther's a bad Nazi name, go Google Walter and Nazi and go read what some of those Walters have done. One Walter, who I explained on the show, didn't even get caught. And he moved to like the Dominican Republic or some shit, where he died. And all of the other living Nazis was like, yo, we about to go to my homie funeral. What the fuck? You like his name was Walter.
Yeah.
So Walter telling y'all, this is Walter telling y'all was gonna be mad regardless. And you know what? That is probably the truest statement in the year of wrestling.
Absolutely.
Because his name could have been Gunther. He changed the shit to Walter, and y'all ass were like, oh man, here come the WWE with this damn racist name.
Mm-hmm.
He has the unfortunate situation of being born in an area where that happens. Now with the Ludwig shit, get the fuck out of here with that shit too, because y'all didn't even know Marcel Barthel really existed until that motherfucker got on the main roster. Y'all didn't even give a damn about him when he was a tag team champion. I even go as far as saying this, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all mad at that name, why y'all ain't mad at Nikita Koloff?
Man.
Why what? Because it's a lot of old niggas that's up there too talking all that. Oh, come on, man. How come y'all ain't get mad when Nikita Koloff popped up? Man. How come y'all ain't mad at Nikita Koloff for being a white man who was so in tune with his character that he changed his name to Nikita Koloff? What about Boris Zukov? You know, one of the fucked up things in wrestling history for me is when I found out Boris Zukov was a white man.
Like a regular white guy.
He's a regular white guy.
Like in a powerlifting competition.
Yeah, I was I was shocked when I learned that Boris Zukov, Boris Zukov, who, if you are a old WWE wrestling fan, if you are old, you know the Bolsheviks.
Hell yeah.
That man's real name is James Jim Kirk Harrell.
Yo. Hey, man. Listen, man. Hey, listen, man. You know Tom, the guy you work with or your supervisor, his grandfather probably owned slaves. You gonna hate every time?
Right.
It just is what it is, man. Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. This is the ramifications of the ultra sensitivity of wanting Black inclusion the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's what this shit is. There's been so much improvement. We're still on the upward trend. Things have gotten. Kofi Mania has now turned into a footnote in all the Black excellence and progression that we've seen.
Except when the anniversary comes along. Y'all want to say I cried that night.
Yeah, right. And yo, some of y'all still goofy as fuck for posting that video of you purposely crying in the video when Kofi won, crying in your camera, crying in your phone when Kofi won. I don't care if I know you or not. I don't care if we're cool or not. Don't ever do that shit again. Never do that shit again in your fucking life. All right. But saying that to say, man, again, pick a name, any name. Hell, we were all told we are giving slave names. We were giving slave master names.
I know I was.
So you know what I'm saying?
So it's like, ain't no denying I was.
Yeah.
I don't know how many slaves was named. I don't know how many slave masters was named Cameron.
Man.
But I do know.
I'll tell you what.
I know mine was.
The last name Pruitt registers in Scotland. Yeah. It ain't not. I meet more white Pruitts out here than Black. Matter of fact, this lady's about to give me some land because she thought I was her friend's like nephew and
what
was looking.
What?
And she was like, "Yo, I thought this like." I was like, "Is this Cameron?" I was like, "Well, yeah, it's Cameron, but I just moved here." And then I think, obviously I get to talking. She was like, "Oh, I thought you were Linda's." But I'm like,
"Wait a minute, in Tennessee?"
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! Wait a minute.
Look.
Yo, wait a minute. What? You was about to get
because I'm trying to progress in life. You know what I mean? So I started looking at just, like property land. I seen something for cheap. Like a couple acres for cheap. And this lady, unbeknownst to her, just seen my email address and my inquiry. My name is Cameron Pruitt. And she hit me back ASAP thinking that I was some white lady's son or nephew.
Wow.
And I feel, I can't prove this, but I feel that they was about to work with me.
Yeah.
And give me some land.
Fam.
I'm just saying.
Fam, I think this is like equal housing month or some shit too.
Man, listen.
Hold on. Oh, I gotta Google this. I think it's like equal housing month or some shit.
Man.
Equal minority housing month or something like that. It's something.
Because listen, when that happened, I was like, whoa.
Fair housing month. It is fair. Fam, do you know how timely this is for you? So let me read this. Right here, because this is wild. I know this ain't wrestling wise, but but at the same time, wow. This is right. This is wild. April is Fair Housing Month. This month addresses housing discrimination. The Fair Housing Act was passed in 1968 after the Chicago Freedom Movement and the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. It was supposed to make the United States committed to the goal that people are still fighting today to eliminate housing discrimination and create equal opportunity in every community. As somebody who has bought a house and somebody who has been around these things and like media and learning some stories, there have been a couple of stories that's happened in the last year and a half where black people go get their houses appraised, and they give you the number, and that number is kind of low, but then they change the pictures in their house. They put white people all up in that stuff. They have their white person appraisal, and next thing you know, that shit jumps up a couple of 100,000. So it's been addressed again because Vice President Kamala Harris has signed she hasn't signed, but she introduced a bill that I believe Biden that they're supposed to sign. I think it passed through or whatever, where it's going to help in housing discrimination. So kind of what Kemp just said, even with a name, is that he might have experienced housing discrimination because he was about to get some land given to him just because she thought he was a white dude named Cameron Pruitt. But when she found out he was a nigga, what happened?
Man, she was like, he's like, well, we'll double check on the property and see what it is, and then you're welcome to come and see it. And I kid you not, we had one more exchange. I missed one call and returned the message. I've not heard from that lady since.
Booyah! That's what you get for first black champ, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
What's in a name?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that is so. So while y'all worried about a fucking wrestler having to potentially take on a racist name, I lost 2 acres of land because I'm black. So fuck you and fuck your dumbass opinions about wrestler names. All right, there's bigger shit happening out here. You know what? I want to buy 4-wheelers. It's bigger shit going on out here than fucking Walter and Gunther, nigga.
Fam, that shit wild as hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So hey, we gonna make it anyway. Shout out to Jadakiss.
Right. You said that because I look. Oh.
Well, no, I didn't. Okay, it was really just the pun. You know,
I'm just making. Rap. I'm just making because that's what a motherfucking in the wrestling community. You just sit there because it look like Jada. So my wrestling name be Jadakiss. If Vince McMahon would have saw me, he would have like, yo, well, you're part of the Lux. Yeah, y'all got to stop with that shit. Y'all got to stop with that shit, though, man. Like, and here's the crazy thing, right? I understand if this was like the 70s and 80s, because I really wish Kamala was alive so he could tell me like, how did he get from his original name to Kamala? And why did he start wearing like, you know, the African, you know, face paints and all of that shit? But I also want to learn from Abdullah the Butcher why he became Abdullah the Butcher. And I want to visit his barbecue spot too. Maybe I can do that shit when I'm in Atlanta.
Yes.
Because y'all, you know, I want to do that shit when we was living in Atlanta. Like I wanted to go taste this nigga barbecue pops. So yeah, like, but see, and then Vince McMahon, like, the other thing about it is like a lot of those racist character names that y'all be talking about, oh man, it was in the WWE in the 80s and shit. They had them names before. They got to Boris Zukov was Boris Zukov before he came to the WWF.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, man, the more y'all learn about branding of heels and faces, the more this shit will make more sense to you.
Yeah, like
just being honest, like yo, if I was trying to be, I mean, you gotta think about it. Boris Zukov, right? I imagine he was like, well, I'm this stocky white guy. I have no shot at being superstar Billy Graham or Hulk Hogan. But you know what? Americans hate Russians. So if I presented myself as a Russian, I get major heat and I could get on TV. Even if it's the job, I might be jobbing the Hogan. I might be jobbing the Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I could be like, I could job the Sergeant Slaughter. It don't matter.
He jobbed to all of those people too.
What's up?
He jobbed to all of those people you named
too. And he was like, that's money.
That's bread, fam.
I can present myself as a Russian, get my ass beat and get paid. Sign me up.
Bruh, Nikita Koloff is the perfect example of capitalizing off of racism and stereotypes and xenophobia and without all these phobias that you want to put up. Oh, yeah. Because at that time, the United States and Russia was in a Cold War. So you know how you could easily get over is if you turned into a sympathizer, like Khrushchev, Ivan Koloff and all of these people made money off of United States versus Russia. You look no further than Rocky IV. Look no further than Rocky IV, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, look no further than y'all want to know how WrestleMania was started? It wasn't started because Hulk Hogan was wrestling against Nick Bockwinkel and all of that shit. WWE tells you Hulkamania began in January of 1984 when Hulk Hogan went up against the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik is from Kuwait or Saudi Arabia, one of those. But he was also like cool with Saddam Hussein and shit, you know, when they was like young or whatever. But that's besides the point. The United States was having their issues with Iran. So Vince McMahon had the Iron Sheik beat the good old American boy, Bob Backlund. And then he had Hulk Hogan, who was becoming the new All-American boy, defeat Iran, not the Iron Sheik, but Iran. Hulk Hogan defended his championship against Nikolai Volkov in a big non-televised match. And when he did it, he went and got the American flag. Y'all want to know why WrestleMania, what was that, 7 was so big and actually so dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sergeant Slaughter, the original All-American guy for the 80s, the man who had a goddamn G.I. Joe, became a Iraqi sympathizer.
And burned the flag.
They were supposed to have WrestleMania in the outside venue. It was supposed to be at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. But they was like, nah, we can't do that. Because a sniper might come out and snipe Sergeant Slaughter. So they did that shit inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was controlled. People were sending death threats to Sergeant Slaughter. After that shit, and then after SummerSlam, they was like, all right, we can turn them good again. But you know what Sergeant Slaughter was probably saying? Look, man, I know these crazy white motherfuckers is trying to kill me because I know it wasn't no black person sending them no death threats.
Yeah, no.
It was no black person that was looking at that. That's something to analyze too. How many black people send death threats to white people for American shit?
Yeah, man. Hey, look, if you meet a black patriot, run.
I wonder.
That's wild.
I wonder if DeMarcus was like, you know, Sergeant Slaughter, I hate you. I hope my dad kills you. He from the west side of Chicago. Like, I don't think that was happening. So I think Sergeant Slaughter was like, man, these white people out here trying to kill me and shit. But you know what? Hey, baby, what our bank account looking like? That shit lit. Thank you. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what's in the name? The 80s taught me this. Cats gonna do what they got to do to make some bread.
For sure.
And they gonna look at certain ways to look at your character and make that money. So to end this what a name shit, this shit that y'all got with Gunther and his name is like clowns getting mad at the name Doink. What the fuck do you expect?
Right.
Y'all thought y'all was gonna name Gunther LaMarcus? Y'all thought it was.
Well, that's cultural appropriation.
I know, but still, because I see more black people mad than anything else.
Yeah.
So y'all wanted Walter's name to be LaMarcus? Imagine this: he have his hands in the back, the white shit come up, Ring General LaMarcus. Ding, ding, ding. Coming down the aisle, weighing 275 pounds from Germany, LaMarcus. Imagine Michael Cole trying to sell that shit. Coming down the ring, LaMarcus, the Ring General. Like, get the fuck out of here, y'all.
The Ring General.
Stop it.
The Ring
General LaMarcus. Stop it. All right, man, before we get out of here, New Day. I said this early in the joint. New Day is dead.
Yeah, man. Apparently, man.
New Day is dead. I think the New Day as we know it is now done. And I will go as far as to say it ends in disappointment because we don't know if Big E's going to come back or not. And even with that, he's going to be out for an extended amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Big E became the stir that stirred the New Day drink about 3 years ago.
Mm.
I think while Kofi is not on his last legs, Kofi is the oldest of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
He's 40, 41.
Mm-hmm.
And Xavier Woods, I don't know if they don't believe in him to be a top card guy at all. And I will say this, I like from Xavier Woods, and it just shows you how much of a wrestling fan he is. Like, he sets his goals for like these mid-card joints, because we held these mid-card joints and we held so much love for these joints. You know, he tweeted out that he wanted to become the Intercontinental Champion. And I especially think that the Intercontinental belt is the belt that niggas love. It's just,
oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like, that's the belt that niggas love. I don't know, but
the first belt I'm gonna buy is gonna be the Intercontinental Champion.
Right. It's something about the Intercontinental belt is the belt for the hood. I don't get it, but it just feels like that. But he also said he wanted to be the king of the ring, and he became the king of the ring. But somebody told me this. Shouts out to my OG mentor, Kristen. Like, you are what you speak of yourself. And you look at these mid-card titles that he's asking for. So if I'm Vince McMahon and I see you tweeting that publicly, I'm definitely not putting you in the top of the card. Like, it's a real shit. You very rarely see a mid-card person say they want to be a world champion. But when you're in a mid-card and you say that you want to be a world champion, sometimes you become that. Whether it's in WWE or somewhere else. Christian Cage, like, yo, I want to be a world champion. He couldn't do it in the WWE. Took his ass to TNA. He became a world champion.
Right.
You very rarely see a nigga that's comfortable. I never really heard Shelton Benjamin say he wants to be world champion. I never saw it.
Yeah.
Show it to me. I've seen us say he could be that.
Yeah.
I've never seen Shelton Benjamin flat out be like, this is something that I want, and I'm going to be that by any means necessary.
Right. Or yeah, we were always like, he should get a shot.
Right. We should get a shot. New Day, we always started them as a collective, as a tag team, so they was winning all of those tag teams they was getting. But I think the biggest disappointment of New Day to me is what didn't happen, because we all wanted to be brothers. The biggest disappointment to me is that they never fought each other. Now, somebody might listen to this part and say, bang, you wrong. But the glorious nature about the Four Horsemen is that they will fight each other and they could come back together. They could split up and they could come back together. And the comeback always was dope. Or the new member was always dope. You saw the original Four Horsemen, then they broke up mainly because Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard left the WWE. So Ric Flair started doing that J-Tex, that Hero Machado Corporation shit. And then he started going up against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and then over to Terry Funk and all that shit. But then when them niggas came back, and they came back with Arn Anderson, because Tully couldn't because of the cocaine. But they brought in Barry Windham, and even before that, when it was Lex Luger and Barry Windham up in the group together. And then they break up again, and then they come back, and Sid Vicious in that bitch.
Yeah, man.
And seeing it was the fight your brother and come back as your brother shit. That's dope. Four Horsemen did that shit. Other groups done that shit. The NWO did that shit. Look at all of the groups that we continue to talk about. They did that shit. There's groups that we thought was dope, but they didn't do that shit. Like the Dangerous Alliance. I'm not saying that we're not going to talk about the New Day like that after this is done, but I do believe that the New Day did a disservice because Big E never struck out on his own completely. He was always still connected to the New Day. Always connected. It seemed like he never let that go. So then when they got back together, it was bigger and better than ever. And that to me is what's doing the New Day a disservice, because you never really saw them do shit on their own. Big E became the Intercontinental Champion before he became a member of the New Day. Kofi Kingston done a lot of shit before he was a member of the New Day. Xavier Woods really got all his accolades as a member of the New Day.
Right.
But then as the New Day, you do all of this shit, and y'all ain't trying to do shit outside of it. Now the big dog is gone, and y'all out here jobbing to Sheamus and them. The New Day ain't cool no more. Do something else and still be the New Day. And what I mean by that is, even with the Four Horsemen, when they changed up, they changed up. The Four Horsemen still gave you all that glitz and glamour and shit, but it seems like they got devious and more devious depending on the person that they brought up in there. You take on the character of the people that you bring in there. When Oli was up in there, we was breaking y'all damn legs. When Oli wasn't up in there no more, and Tully wasn't up in there no more, you bring in Barry Windham and shit, and we clotheslining y'all ass to death. Or we got the young Power Man and Lex Luger. So you take in. So now I'm Ric Flair. I'm real protective. When Sid Justice came in, oh, y'all definitely ain't messing with us because we got the big man. When Paul Roma came up in that, right? When Paul Roma came up in that bitch, all right, man, y'all the Four Horsemen, but y'all weak.
Yeah. They got to do for the young stallions over here, man.
Right, y'all got this dude ass over here was just jobbing on WWF television. You take on the characters that you win. So what I'm telling y'all is the character of Xavier Woods and the character of Kofi Kingston ain't shit right now. So you match them two people together, the New Day ain't really shit no more. That shit, what the New Day, the way it's constructed right now, is dead, and it needs to be changed quick, or we gonna looking at these people just putting over the Street Profits on their way of going up against the Usos for the tag team championships.
Well, everything that you said is kind of leading to my other guarantee.
Let's get it.
I'm predicting the biggest year of Xavier Woods' career this year, 2022. I slung his praises last year being most improved, who had a better year than Xavier Woods. And I think it's literally to everything that you said. The New Day is dead. The New Day, listen, I feel exactly what you're saying, right? But here's where I pivot.
Okay.
Because once a content piece comes out and they put you at the number one spot, it ain't shit for you to do. It ain't shit for you to do. The New Day, as constructed, can literally do whatever the fuck they want, even if that is disband. And, excuse me, I'll say this because even Kofi's callback was like, well, when I won the title, we all won. It's like, and Xavier Woods was kind of like, no, that ain't what happened because Big E won it and I didn't win shit. So there's that. So you look at it, right? And once Vince McMahon says, hey, y'all the greatest tag team I've ever had, and you hosting the shit, and even after that, I think you win the title like one or two more times after that.
Yep.
It's like, cool. We done here. So what's next? And honestly, what I feel is this: the road to recovery for Big E. I'm also calling Kofi Kingston retiring sometime between now and next year. I got Kofi Kingston retiring the next 2 years. And I think part of his retirement, bang, is putting over Xavier Woods one last time in a match. I think the hell, because Kofi been counting ring lights since Xavier Woods became king. Yeah. It got worse when he got injured and left. So now I believe that Xavier Woods goes on a run, realize he don't need Kofi, and maybe even put the boots to Kofi ass.
That's what I hope, actually. That's what I hope.
Like maybe he put the boots to him and it's like, hey, that New Day shit is dead. Because you know what? To your point, Xavier Woods has to kill the New Day. Xavier Woods has to kill the New Day because although he may be the weakest wrestling link, he is all the other things. He's the intangibles. He's the most charismatic. He's the best talker. He is the most talented outside of the actual ring. He is the sympathy. He's the heart and soul. He is the entertainment that he's the great balance of entertainment between both of their goofies or insanity, right? It's why like he was never really throwing pancakes, but the fact that he was out there while pancakes was being thrown, you're like, okay, well, I get it.
It's a thin line between genius and insanity.
Yes. So it's on Xavier Woods to kill the New Day if they're going to go that route. But I'm expecting the very noticeable breakout year for Xavier Woods coming at the demise of New Day because, hey, listen, they're done here. 11 or 12 title reigns, longest reign in WWE history, not SmackDown history, because I know y'all paying attention to what they're saying about the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
And they were already listed as number 1 ever. And everybody was counted. Everybody was counted.
So what's left for you to do?
Yeah, Heart Foundation, Legion of Doom, Steiners, Demolition, everybody counted. Usos was counted. Undisputed Era was counted. Everybody was fucking counted. And the New Day was number 1. We could do some other shit now.
Yeah.
And the other shit is now building the cachet of Xavier Woods to be like, yo, I don't think you realize how important dude was to this process. Let me show you. So that's my guarantee.
I fuck with it. Nothing else left to be said here. And it's off.
All right, man. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all, especially hitting that live, being here present for the live conversation as it's happening. But of course, the likes, the comments, the shares, the tags, all well appreciated. And I know I don't be on Facebook, man. I apologize. But look, hit me up on Twitter. Should be more interesting. I get more information on Twitter. If y'all really want to, you know what I'm saying? Hit the FBC_POD, or you can just tweet at me. I'm Cam Quotes on Twitter, as well as at JR Bang on Twitter. We get the wrestling conversation popping as well. Obviously, we could do the show without you, but we'd rather do it with you because that helps keep us sharp and that keeps our content what it is. And it keeps us addressing the world of wrestling issues that matter to us.
Yeah, shouts out to the P1s. Shouts out to the P1s.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all the P1s out there tuning in on Twitch and on YouTube and everywhere else, man. And hey, always, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you can do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp, bang, we are out.